Now that the 2025 NFL schedule has been released, fantasy football drafts are firing up. And I'm not just talking about dynasty or best ball. I'm talking redraft leagues. That's right. Everybody is already fighting for the 2025 fantasy football championship. So let's get to our top 5 wide receivers for fantasy football redraft leagues. And of course, it starts with the number 1 guy, Ja'Marr Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals. Duh. He was my top guy over the last 2 seasons. He walks into this season as my top guy as well. Last year, he led all wide receivers in targets, receiving yards per game, receiving touchdowns as well. He had 500 plus receiving yard games last year. And listen, he's got an amazing rapport with Joe Burrow that dates back to their time at LSU. You know when Burrow is looking to make a connection on the field. Doesn't matter if it's on the sidelines. Doesn't matter if it's across the middle. Doesn't matter if it's all the way downfield. He's looking for Ja'Marr Chase. This passing attack is staying together. They've got T. Higgins still. Andre Iosivas and tight end Mike Gesicki help support all the work Ja'Marr Chase does. He will finish again this season as the number 1 guy. At number 2, I've got Justin Jefferson. Now I get it. Oh, rookie quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. What's he going to do? Well, guess what? Justin Jefferson has now had 6 starting quarterbacks in Minnesota throughout his time. 6. And the dude has been absolutely dominant each and every season, right? He's never seen fewer than 100 targets in a season, and that was his lowest output when he was hurt and he only played 10 games. Still saw 100 targets. It's an average of 10 targets per game. He's never had fewer than 1,000 yards in a season. Is there risk? Of course there is. But that's we all said the same thing with him playing with Sam Darnold last year. Justin Jefferson, number 2. At number 3, I've got CeeDee Lamb. Again, pretty much a no-brainer for everybody, right? Brian Schottenheimer takes over as the head coach and the offensive coordinator. We know he's a pass-happy guy. We know that they don't have a strong ground game. Sure, we could take a look at guys like Javonte Williams or Jaden Blue, and maybe they get some work, but no. You're talking about CeeDee Lamb. He is the premier target for Dak Prescott, right? 5 straight seasons with at least 110 targets, 4 straight seasons of 1,000 yards, 3 straight seasons with at least 100 receptions. All right. And now they've got George Pickens in town, and that's actually going to help draw coverage away from CeeDee Lamb. Lamb works both the outside and inside and the slot. George Pickens will handle the work on the outside. He'll continue to draw coverage away. This is going to be a great year for CeeDee Lamb. I have big expectations for him. Now, 4 and 5, this is where it gets a little crazy for some. For me, I'm going to say number 4 is my man Malik Nabers of the New York Giants. Led all rookie wide receivers last year with 107 receptions. Listen, I get it. Nobody likes his quarterbacks. Nobody likes Russell Wilson. Fantasy owners do like Jameis Winston, but he is the backup. But you know what? You've got Jackson Dart on his way as well. But between Wilson and Winston and Dart, all 3 quarterbacks have the arm strength to chuck it downfield and find Malik Nabers. Let him do the rest. And how about the red zone work from him last year? Strong red zone stats for targets, receptions, and touchdowns. This kid's only going to get better with more and more experience. So you might think that it's a little shaky with the QB situation. I still think this guy sees at minimum of a 25% target share each and every week. He is going to ball out. He is that talented. And then finally, number 5. This was the hang up for me. Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I landed on Puka Nacua. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. He does great things. But what we've also seen is we've seen a massive coaching turnover in Detroit. Sure, Dan Campbell has instructed his new coaches and coordinators to follow through with what they did last year, but you know that they always kind of mix things up. It's not that Amon-Ra is not going to be the number 1 guy still, but you've got Sam Laporta and Jameson Williams, who they didn't trade. You also have other receiving options that are floating in and out, but it's still a run-first offense led by Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. So that's why not Amon-Ra St. Brown. Why? Puka Nacua? Come on. It's Puka Nacua. He's the best name to say at the least. But listen, Nacua gets the edge because of the volume that he's going to see. Sean McVay runs a very pass-heavy scheme, okay? And they're going to get him involved on the regular. All right. He led the Rams in targets even when Cooper Kupp came back from injury, and he's going to continue to lead this team in targets. He received double-digit targets in 5 of his 12 games last year. And if you just look at the overall numbers, he is the number one for Matthew Stafford and will remain as such. This offense isn't changing at all. Did the personnel change a little bit? Yes. Do you have Davante Adams, who's a little bit on the mouthy side and is going to start clamoring that he wants the ball more? Yes. But there is enough volume in this passing attack to make both guys relevant, to still give Puka Nacua his double-digit targets, to give Davante Adams 8 to 10 targets in a game as well. We've seen situations where the Rams have both top wide receivers eating. While we're not going to bank on that, we are going to bank on Puka Nacua still remaining the top target. And listen, having a guy like Adams in there, it obviously does as much, if not more, than what Cooper Kupp brought to the table, right? It draws all the coverage away. So Puka Nacua, based on the volume that I expect, based on the volume that he's seen in the past, he becomes my 5th top wide receiver. I'll throw Amon-Ra St. Brown in there as number 6, but this is only a top 5. So there it is, folks. My top 5 wide receivers walking in to the 2025 season for fantasy football redraft leagues: Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Malik Nabers, Puka Nacua. If you want to check out the rest of my rankings, do yourself a favor. Go over to fantasyalarm.com. I've already got early rankings up here in the month of May, and I'll be doing more rankings by the end of the month for full point, half point, and standard scoring system. So check everything out over at fantasyalarm.com. And if you don't have a subscription, do it. Get it now while you can. Fantasyalarm.com/let's go. Promo code fantasy. And if you don't have a subscription, do yourself a favor, get one now. Go to fantasyalarm.com/win. Promo code let's go. That'll take 50% off your first month of your subscription. And we've got all sports going on right now. All sports are covered. And the Fantasy Alarm Fantasy Football Draft Guide, well, that's going to be dropping before you know it. Good luck to you out there in Draftland. I'm Howard Bender. We'll catch you next time.